how you doing? It's Tony with Pettile's Pet Store, and today we're talking about leopard geckos. Alright, this video is going to be mostly about leopard geckos and breeding and husbandry. When you're mass breeding or commercial breeding or just starting your own breeder colony and trying to do it efficiently and still care for your geckos the right way. So you'll see me using a lot of our tubs and our boxes, showing you how we clean them out and how we set them up. Basic care of a leopard gecko, I tell everybody, 90-degree temperature can be achieved by using a heating pad on the bottom of the tank. Water bowl, fairly sufficient size water bowl. A nice little cap of calcium for them to lick off of. A hide for them to go and get away. Substrate can be anything from sand to paper towel to newspaper. Whatever works best for you. You can spruce it up with decoration and decor as much as you want. So this right here is a normal adult leopard gecko. This is a male. He's got a lot of good yellowing on him. Nice bright colors, showing a couple of freckles of orange carroting on the tail. This video will go into a lot of different morphs, so you'll see us show a lot of different types of morph, and then I'll break down into a basic recessive gene breeding so that you get an idea of how to get some of these nicer, higher end leopard geckos that you see out on the market today. In most cases of breeding, you will get your normals or your normal hets. And then sometimes it's always good to go with something like a codominant gene, like the Max Snow here. This is a Max Snow adult, really nice coloration and pattern. It's a codominant gene, so breeding the Max Snow to the normal that I just showed you before will give you a 50-50 chance at Max Snows and normals. So right off you would be able to get a shot at getting some really cool looking geckos off of your very first breeding. So those are like the one geners that you're producing. So this guy right here is really jumpy. Don't like being held too much. Looks like he's ready to make a run for it. So put him back in. Alright. The next one I got up is another cool cross. This is a this is a cross between a Hypo, which is a lacking of black pigment, and what I just showed you, which was a snow. If you notice how it lightened up so much on the snow, gave it a really nice whiter contrast. The yellow dots came up a whole lot more. This particular snow is just a regular Max Snow. We'll probably prove her out next year to see if she has any type of albino in her, so I'll probably put her to our Diablo to see if she's carrying any Tremper albino, Eclipse, or Blizzard. So and all of her babies will be het, and there'll be also be a 50-50 shot at them becoming snows. So and then you'll possibly get some Hypo Snows in there, or some Hypos in there as well. Alright. Next one we have is one of my favorites. This is another one that we're working with for next year. This is a Hypo Snow Eclipse. And what makes this an Eclipse is she has a 50-50 eye split. So if you see this split in the eye, doesn't fully full, so she's a 50-50 chance that she's Eclipse. Usually when they have the eyes like that, they're most likely an Eclipse or carrying the Eclipse gene. So we'll definitely put this girl back to our Diablo next year to see if we can get some snow raptors and or some really nice Hypo Max Snows. So So and that's what this is, Hypo Snow. A lot more of the yellow coloration, and she is possible het Eclipse. Eclipse is the blackening of the eyes. In order to get a ruby red eye, your gecko has to carry the Eclipse gene or have the Eclipse gene. So, and what I mean by a ruby red eye, we'll get to a little bit later on in this video. The next one I have up, we'll go into, as we're talking about different types of genes. We just covered the recessive of the Eclipse. I showed you the hypos, the snows, which are co-dominant genes. Next thing I want to show you is a Tremper albino snow. This is a Tremper albino snow. So this is a snow that is a Tremper albino that has the snow gene mixed with it. Possible het Eclipse. So she has that possible Eclipse gene, and what that'll do with that possible het Eclipse, as you see, she has regular eyes. Her eyes are showing a little red in them, the red veins from the albino that she carries. By putting her to another leopard gecko that carries Eclipse or is het for Eclipse, in this case, putting her to our Diablo Blanco next year, we'd actually get snow raptors, Tremper albinos, and snow raptors, Tremper albinos, raptors, and Diablo Blanco. So you get a really good mix of some really cool genes by taking this Tremper albino snow, putting it to a Diablo Blanco. Diablos carry a lot of gene, and everybody asks, what is a Diablo made of? It is a blizzard, a Tremper albino, or a blizzard, a Tremper albino, and a Eclipse. But it has to be showing all three genes in order for it to be a Diablo Blanco. So you say, what does that mean? It still makes no sense to me. You're speaking gibberish. So in order to get this guy, this is a Diablo Blanco, all white. Some will show some yellowing with ruby red eyes. And this is a 3-gene recessive, so you can install his genes and make a lot of different combinations of reptiles. So if you're looking for something cool to have in your collection to do a lot of different mutations, this is it. So I just showed you the albino snow. So I'll show you what the albino snow would give you if you put it to the Tremper albino, as we talked about. It would wash out a lot of that yellowing and give you this orange color. And this is what's called the raptor. Raptors have a really bright orange and yellow look to them. Most raptors will have a full set of ruby red eyes like the Diablo Blanco. This particular raptor is 50-50. Which means it has 50% 50% red eyes, and then 50% white eyes. So definitely is an Eclipse, carries the gene. We will put her to the Diablo next year and get a shot at a bunch of raptors, more of these with possibly all ruby red eyes. The Diablo Blanco right here. So that's a Diablo, raptor, snow, Tremper albino. So there's your combination of all three that we could possibly get back by putting her to him next year. I keep all my leopard geckos on mealworms. We feed them totally mealworms here, so they're on them from 1 inch of age, from 1 year of age, or from the time they're born at 1 inch, so up to a year, and then we'll start giving them different stuff like dubia roaches and more crickets. But for the most part, they're totally on mealworms.